So can you share with me more about this week?
This week was very hard because I had to go to court to see my ex-husband. We're getting in the divorce process, and it's been really hard just being there with him because it reminds me of everything that happened like before the divorce, and my kids were there, and it was like really hard for me just to like be there and see his face. I couldn't even like look up. So it was very hard for me, and I hope I don't have to do that again.
So you're telling me that you went to the court this week and you saw your husband and it was hard for you. When you saying that it's hard, what do you mean?
For me, it's hard because I was married to him 10 years, and in those 10 years, I suffered from like mistreatment and abuse and everything, and I've been trying to get over it like through this past months, while I'm getting a divorce, but it's been like pretty hard for me to accept like that he's no longer the good man I thought he was, and taking away from him this concept of like my husband that has always been taking care of me and my children, and now it's just a man that like abused my family. So like having this concept taken away from me has been really hard.
So the fact that your husband is not the same as he was in the past is hard for you.
Yes, because when I met him, he was really cute with me, and he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't like the man he's now. I don't know really what changed him or what like took him to be that way with me and my children, but he's totally a different man. That's why I divorced him, but I do feel like it's my fault for waiting too long, because my children had to suffer that too, and I think I could have avoided that if I got divorced when I realized that he wasn't the man I thought he was.
So do you feel like you are guilty for your children?
Yeah, because they went through all that pain as well as me, so I think I could have like avoided that for them, because they also had this concept of his father, like this great man that was always at home and everything, and then suddenly that changed as well as for me. But like for me, it changed earlier than for my children, because when they noticed, it was like too late, and that's when I realized I had to divorce him. But they went through like a lot of things that I wish they wouldn't have gone through.
So your husband has changed a lot. Can you explain me more about these things that he changed?
For example, at the beginning, he didn't mind if I went to have dinner with my friends, or if I would go like the weekend to my mom's house. He was okay with that. But with time, like 1 or 2 years since we were married, he started to like prohibit me to go like to these parties with my friends, and he like if I went and then I came back home, he yelled at me and he didn't talk to me, and that's how it started. So it took him like about a year or two to make those little changes. Then he started getting like super late from work. That wasn't usual, but when I asked, he was really mad and he didn't want to tell me. So those little things went like rising the level of violence, and then he started hitting me, and then I didn't know what to do, so I left to my mother's house with my children. But when I came back, he was drunk and he was more mad at me, so I decided just like to stay home and didn't ask him any questions when he came back. And then one day he hit my child, and that's when I tell you like they went through a lot of pain, and that's when I decided that I had to get divorced.
So this change is not like in once, but it's like it happens like over the past, like over the time.
Yes, it happened over these 10 years, but I should have noticed at the beginning, like the first 3-4 years, that he was changing, like really changing. He had alcohol every day with every meal, so, and the children asked me like, why is he drinking so much? And I was like, maybe he's stressed about work. And maybe if I would have been more sincere to myself about who he really was, I wouldn't like waited so long to realize who he is, and my children wouldn't have had to go through the same as I went through. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you notice that he changed, and it also like affect your children. So for that, you decide to get divorced. Like,
Yes, but it is harder than I thought. Like the divorce has been super hard for me and my children. My children don't really understand because they're little. They think it's part of my fault. They think I'm just leaving their dad because I don't want to be with him anymore. They ask questions I don't know how to answer, like, why isn't my dad home? Why isn't it dinner? And I'm not sure how to explain them what's going on without them like suffering more. And that's what I'm like really afraid of. Like if well, we get divorced, maybe he will get even more mad at me and want to take it off on my children. So I don't really know what to do because he's still their father and everything. But I'm really afraid of that.
mm-hmm. So you choose the decision to get divorced, but now it's like you are more afraid or scared about your children and what could happen with them if they want to like keep with him, or it's okay.
Yeah, because he still gets to see them sometimes, and I'm afraid like if I leave them alone with him, I don't know, he will start yelling at them or mad at them, or he will like arrive drunk or something. So I don't know how to explain them that he's not the good guy they thought he was without like playing a villain myself, because they think I'm just like leaving him for no reason, because they still don't understand all the years behind that decision. So I'm not sure how they will react when I prohibit them sometimes to see their father. So I'm afraid they will be more affected than when I thought. Like when I took the decision, I didn't think I did it for them. So I didn't think it would be so hard on themselves to like realize what I realized now too.
So it's hard for you because you are worried about your children and the reason that they made the reason that because you are getting divorced.
Yes, they are like really little, so I don't think they can comprehend it right now, but I know they're gonna be mad at me for making this decision. And maybe in the future, when they are a bit bigger, I can explain it better and they will hopefully understand me and support me and realize who their father really is. And well, in the future, they will decide themselves if they want to see him or not. But right now, it's a court order, and I don't really know like what to tell them, like how to explain them this.
So you have like the hope that in the future they understand you and the reason that you are getting divorced. But
yes.
Now you are like, yes, worried about them that they cannot understand you.
Yeah, that's why it was also like really hard going to court this week, because my children were there and they got excited when they saw their father because they hadn't seen him in like 2 weeks. And of course I wasn't excited and I couldn't even look him in the eye because of all that happened. But they still don't understand what I'm trying to tell them. So obviously they still want to like spend time with him and go to his house and everything. And I'm not sure like how he's going to react when this is like all over and we're divorced. Maybe he's still going to be aggressive and violent and alcoholic. Maybe he, like, because the court said that he had to go to rehab and to like psychologist and everything, but I don't know if that's really going to help him or it's going to make him even mad because I put him through that. So I don't know if it's going to take it off on my children and maybe hurt them or turn them against me or whatever. I don't know. It's like really hard to worry about those stuff while I'm getting divorced and my children are still young.
So now you have a lot of things in your head to worry about.
Yes, I'm not sure. Like my kids are, of course, my priority, but there's also the divorce and the house and my job and well, my ex-husband and everything. But I just want to move on with my children and hope they will understand someday what I did and that I did for them to have a better future. And of course, everything worries me right now, but I think with like my mom's support and everything, I think we're gonna get through it as a family.
Mm-hmm. So you have the support of your family.
Yes, my family. When I fought with him, I went to my mom's house and she would like listen to me and everything. So she knows what I've been through. She understands. She supports me, and right now it's like her help has been like really present for me. When I like sometimes I go to court without my children and she takes care of them. She like some way tries to explain them too what's happening without putting like me as a bad guy or the father as a bad guy. So she has been really helpful, and I think my children understand her more than me, maybe because she hasn't been through this as I have, so she has more like she's more peaceful and she has more patience to tell them the way like the things the way they are. So for me that has really helped me like stand up after everything.
Mm-hmm. So your mother, you feel that your mother understands you because she went through the same, and also she like can explain better to your children what is going on now.
Yes, and I hope that in the future she can be there too to tell them what I went through and the way she saw it and what happened and everything. And I think like if my children, maybe they won't believe me, but I'm sure they will believe her, and that will be a support for me. And in court, obviously that helped me because she was like there for me and she can witness everything that I went through. So that was like a very good support for me this time, and I think that's what kept me going when I didn't know if I had to get the divorce or not. She helped me with the decision, and now she's supported me through it, so that's been very good.
So you are not alone now.
Yes, I'm not alone, and well, obviously my children have always been there, but that like I cannot tell them everything because I know that's gonna like have a huge impact on them. But with my mom, I've been very honest, and she knows like what I feel, and even now I'm going through this, I've told her everything. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm alone.